What is up, my book besties? We're here for another Bookmas video. As you can see, I have quite a few things to open. So they will be in different Bookmas videos. So you will see this same outfit, same face quite a bit over the next couple days of Bookmas, but it's okay. We're gonna get it all in there. So today's video, we're gonna go over my November wrap up, and I also have a book of the month box to go over, so we'll see what we have there. Let's start with the wrap up. So November was a terrible month. Okay, I'll just start there. This video is not going to be very long. I did not read very much in November. Thanksgiving, work, getting this reading journal going. I did not read as much as I anticipated, and part of it, I will say, I'm not going to blame a book for my actions, but I will say there's a book that I have been nursing for almost 3 months. I'm 86% through as of today. I don't want to DNF it, but I'm just getting bored, really bored. And I feel like it's set me back a little bit in my reading because I don't want to start something new until I finish this. So I kind of pick it up and I'm like, come on, power through, and then I put it down and I don't do anything else. So somewhere in there, I did pick up a few other books, but not as quickly. So the goal is to get this done by December. I will not take this book into the new year with me. I did say I wasn't going to take it into November with me and December also, but I lied. So now that I'm this close, I cannot DNF it. I need to finish it. And when I get to the wrap up on that book, I'll tell you all about it and what it was. Nothing against the book, the author, anything like that. Just myself. I'm having a hard time with it, okay? So, all right, let's talk about my wrap up. Number one that I read was Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. This has been on my TBR for quite a while. It has been in my monthly videos, probably more than once for my TBR because I've had this a while and I wanted to read it. I heard really good things about this book. I heard it was a tearjerker, beautiful love story, and it was a beautiful love story. I did not cry. I actually, maybe it's because I listened to it and I didn't read it in paperback. That's how I've been getting through most of my books these days. Like I said, I've had a bit of a setback and I listened to a lot of them at work. And it was a cute love story, but it was just okay to me. I wasn't wowed by it. I wasn't crying. I don't know, it just wasn't there for me. And I will say wasn't again. It was not the book for me. But it wasn't bad. I still really liked it. I gave it 3 stars. It wasn't bad. It wasn't my favorite. There were some things that I remember about it. There's more I liked about it than didn't. And it's not really, there wasn't much that I didn't or that I hated. It just didn't progress as quickly for me. So that was Archer's Voice. That was my first book. Second book I finished, I don't have with me. Physically, it was an audio and it was called Hush Little Baby. Let me look. Hush Little Baby by Suzanne Redfern. This book was about a mother who was in a domestic violence situation. She had children and eventually she decides she wants to leave her husband. And I thought this sounded like something up my alley that I would read, but it was a 3-star for me. It was not very memorable. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was just in the okay range. And I think for 2024, I'm going to have to work on how I rate things because I feel like I gave this the same rating as Archer's Voice, but I liked Archer's Voice more. I feel like it should have been elevated more than this one for me. So I don't know if I'm going to have to go to half stars or I'm just going to have to change my rating system. I'm going to work on that. But this book was so unmemorable for me. I can't tell you one character's name. Not the main characters, not the kids, nobody. All I know was that there's a domestic violence issue. She tries to leave. I think at one point she does leave. I don't even remember how it ended, unfortunately. So maybe that should have been a little lower than 3, but I just didn't think it was terrible enough to go lower. But like I said, we'll work on the rating system. The third book I read, of course, because it released this month, was Iron Flame. I felt like if I did not immediately jump on this, it would be spoiled. I started reading this the day after it was released because I think I was finishing up that other one. So I started this one on the 8th. I think I finished it in about 2 days. I did listen to it on audio. I had heard there were some issues with the Amazon copy that came in with the sprayed edges. And honestly, I couldn't tell you if mine had issues or not because I didn't really flip through it. I did take the dust cover off and look and everything seemed to be in order, but I listened to it on audio, which is how I listened to how I read the first one, which is why I wanted to do it. I did enjoy this. I'm gonna look, but I want to say I gave this 4 stars. I didn't like it as much as Iron Flame, or as much as Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing to me had me captivated from the beginning. I was just dying to read Iron Flame. And Iron Flame fell a little short for me, but it was still 4 stars. I still really enjoyed it. It was just not at the same level as Fourth Wing for me, but I still enjoyed it. Next, I had been reading the ACOTAR series, so I read the next 2 books, which was book 3 and 4, and that was A Court of Wings of Ruin and A Court of Frost and Starlight. So I got both of these done. I am one gigantic book away from being all caught up, which I plan to read this month, for the month of December. A Court of Wings and Ruin, I gave 4 stars to, and A Court of Frost and Starlight, I gave 3. So Frost and Starlight was supposed to be just like a cute little holiday novella, and it was. It's just going from all the other ones that I've read, and there was a lot going on, and I was really captivated by it. Those were all 4 and 5 stars for me. Frost and Starlight was okay. You know, it wasn't bad, wasn't like as amazing as the others, but it was a cute little novella, and I enjoyed it. I said 3 isn't like bottom tier or anything for me, but I gave that one 3. I am very excited to go into Silver Flames, as I've heard that one is mostly focused on Nesta, and I'm excited to read about it because I've seen some character art that looked really good and spicy, and this is not really a super spicy series, but I've heard that Silver Flames is up there with it, so I'm excited to get to that one. Then I read 2 other books. So I listened to Leslie Jones. She has I don't know why I cannot talk today. I just got off work. I haven't fully had my coffee yet, so forgive me. Let's start over with Leslie Jones, okay? So Leslie Jones did an autobiography called Leslie effing Jones, and I loved every bit of this. Okay, I love Leslie Jones. I think she is hilarious. I've loved everything she's been in, and this book did not disappoint. The fact that this book had me in my feelings. Okay, when I tell you I laughed, and she narrates it. I love to listen to autobiographies when they're narrated by the author so that I can feel the way that they're wanting to get it across, and she nailed it. It was her. Okay, like everything that I've thought about her, every movie, it was her. I laughed at the jokes that she made, like laugh out loud laughed. There were parts that got emotional because this is an autobiography, and as she was telling it, she sobbed, and it made me sob. Okay, so I laughed, I cried, I enjoyed every bit of it. The epilogue was epic. The most epic thing I have ever listened to, especially in an autobiography. Hilarious. Highly recommend. This was 5 stars easily. Loved everything about this. It is a quite long audiobook. I want to say it was like 15, 16, 18 hours, somewhere in that range. Definitely worth it though, 100%. And I believe the only 5-star I read for the month. No, I did have one other 5-star, and it is the last book I read, and that's Hitched by Lauren Beale. Everything I've read by Lauren Beale has been a 5-star for me. She has not disappointed me. I previously read Captured, and then for the month of December, I did read one also, which I will go over in December's wrap-up. But for November, the last day of November, I finished Hitched. This is a hitchhiker romance. She has a line of hitchhiker romance series in her series, and I believe they're standalones. They don't go together or anything. But I didn't even realize this was number 2. I just picked it up and started reading it. And the main male character, Lex, prime, okay? So the story follows a girl, she's driving, and there's a guy, he's hitchhiking, and she doesn't want to pick him up. And he's like, cool, I understand. Keeps walking. So then she thinks, well, he kept walking. He must be trustworthy. Okay. So she goes up and she's like, you know what? Go ahead and get in. I'll give you a ride. And it's funny because he gets in the car and she's like, immediately felt she made a mistake. She's like, I regret this. Not because she picked up a hitchhiker and a strange man she doesn't know, but she regretted it because it's raining and now my seats are wet. Like, she was so upset about that. So she is married and she's in an abusive relationship. So her main concern is how her husband's going to feel about this if he finds out. Well, Lex, once he gets in the car, she should regret it because immediately she sees a weapon and he is basically taking her against her will now. So they go on a car trip. They're doing all kinds of stuff. I don't want to ruin it. Things do heat up in there. And when he finds out that her husband is abusive, baby, he gets so protective. And the funny part about it is they stick with the fact that he is a bad guy. He's an escaped inmate. And he doesn't deny that. Like, he tells her, yeah, I'm gonna unalive you. I'm gonna help you with this husband situation, but I'm gonna still unalive you after. And so it's kind of comical in that way that they do it, but the way he starts to get protective and start feeling for her, even though obviously this is a very morally gray situation, I loved it. I loved his character. Nothing Lauren Beale has written has disappointed me. She could write a grocery list and I'd read it and probably 5-star it. So definitely recommend it, but check trigger warnings because it is very dark, as are all of her books. And that was my wrap up for November. I did not read very many books. Like I said, I read 7. So now we're going to get into my Book of the Month books. Book of the Month gives you a bookmark that has some kind of theme. Not necessarily to the books, it's just different every month. But this month, we got stickers. So I don't know why I whispered that. We've got holiday stickers that are super cute. Cannot wait to use these. Like I said, I journal. So we've got a little gingerbread man looking all mischievous, writing a book, drinking champagne. Is that not super cute? And then we've got these books slay Book of the Month, Holiday Thrills and Chills. Here's like our thriller type one. But these are super cute. So I have not gotten Book of the Month for 2 out of the 4 months that I've had it. I hadn't liked, I did not like, what month was it? September's picks, I think, and November's. Yeah, because I think I got one in between there. So this month for December, I did find multiple books I liked. And we did get our bookmark also, and it says close to the climax, huh? That's cute. So the 2 books I got a holiday rom-com, and then I got a thriller. So our holiday rom-com is called A Winter in New York by Josie Silver. This is the cover. And I'll see what it's about. A young chef stumbles upon a secret family recipe that might lead her to love and life she's been looking for. When Iris decides to move to New York City to restart her life, she realizes she underestimated how big the Big Apple really is. All the nostalgic movies set in New York she'd watched with her mom while eating their special secret recipe gelato didn't do it justice. But Bobby, Iris's best friend, isn't about to let her hide away. He drags her to a famous autumn street fair in Little Italy, and as they walk among the food stalls, a little family-run gelato shop catches her eye. Could it be the same shop that's in an old photo of her mother's? Curious, she returns the next day and meets the handsome Gio, who tells her that the shop is in danger of closing. His uncle, the sole keeper of their family's gelato recipe, is recuperating from a stroke and can no longer remember it. so they can't make any more. When Iris samples the last remaining batch, she realizes that their gelato and her gelato are the same. But how can she tell them she knows their secret recipe when she's not sure why Gio's uncle might have given it to her mother in the first place? She offers her services to help recreate the flavor and soon finds herself falling for Gio and his family. But when Gio's uncle finally recovers, all the secrets Iris has been keeping threaten to ruin the new life and new love she's been building all winter long. So this is kind of like Hallmark movie type, cute little ice cream shop romance. So I'm excited for this one. And then my thriller, because I love a good thriller. And I think this is also Christmas themed. It says a novel of the Nutcracker, the Kingdom of Sweets. And we'll read this one. This is a Nutcracker retelling. This tells the tale of twin sisters divided by envy and magic and set against each other one fateful Christmas Eve. Light and dark, this is the cursed birthright placed upon Clara and Natasha by their godfather, whose power and greed hold the entire city in his sway. Charming Clara, the favorite, grows into a life of beauty and ease, while Natasha is relegated to her sister's shadow, ignored and unloved. But Natasha seizes the opportunity for revenge on Christmas Eve. When Drosselmeyer arrives at the family gala with the Nutcracker, which Drosselmeyer is the grandfather, I missed his name earlier, an enchanted gift that offers entry into an alternate world, the Kingdom of Sweets. Following Clara into the glittering land of snow and sugar, Natasha discovers a source of power far greater than Drosselmeyer, the Sugar Plum Fairy, who offers her own wondrous gifts and chilling bargains. But as Natasha uncovers the truth about a dark destiny crafted long before her birth, she must reckon with forces both earthly and magical, human and diabolical, and decide to which world she truly belongs. I don't think I realized that I had another Christmas book, but I do like the Nutcracker. So Nutcracker retelling, rom-com. So I was very interested in those for book of the month. I hadn't gotten one last month, and I haven't read the one from the previous month. So I need to get on that for sure. But that was my wrap up. That was my book of the month. Sorry for the chaos in this video. Like I said, I worked all night. I have my coffee sitting to my right, and clearly it has not gotten to my bloodstream yet because I just could not speak, so I'm sorry about that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully next month I have more books in the wrap-up, and it is a much better month for me, being that the holidays will come. I'll have some days off work, and maybe I'll get more reading time in, I hope. So I will see you guys in the next Bookmas video tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching.